What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, you guys. Okay. Now, before we get into today's mess, this will be the last Yes for the Mess for today, and the next video that you guys will see will be my live review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, which will be at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Now, before we get into it, let's talk about what we got going on, which is on Monday we have the Whether You Like It or Not reality TV panel. Okay. And it will be hosted by Giving You the Real Tea on Monday night at 9:15 Eastern time. So make sure you guys are there. Be there or be square. On Wednesday, Giving You the Real Tea will also be hosting Roast and Review as well. Okay. This week's guest will be Mark Scott. He's the brother of Marcel and Maurice Scott. Mark Scott will be appearing on this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville that will be airing tonight. And we have some questions for him and all of that other good stuff. So be on the lookout for that on Wednesday. And tomorrow afternoon, right before Real Housewives of Potomac, be on the lookout for my Love and Marriage Huntsville open panel where I allow my subscribers to come up and speak their piece on the new episode. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Now, if you hear anything in the background, it's rain. Okay, it's raining outside, child, and you know, them folks is down there at the Jackson State game. ESPN is down here and all of that good stuff. So I hope they got I hope they got some umbrellas and everything else because it is raining like hell outside. Okay. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's mess. Now, we got two bigger stories that we're going to talk about, but we're going to start off with one that may not be as big, but I feel like it deserves a little bit of acknowledgement, and that is the group Escape. Now, as you guys already know, the Soul Train Awards, they have like the Lady of Soul Honor Award every year, and this year, Escape will be the recipients of the Soul Train Award for Lady of Soul Honor. Okay, and which I am very excited for them. As you guys already know, I always gush about my favorite girl groups being Escape, SWV, and TLC. Now, this comes from the essence.com, and it says, Candy Burris, Tamika Tiny Harris, Tamika Scott, and Latasha Scott of the legendary multi-platinum selling R&B supergroup Escape will collectively receive the Lady of Soul honor at the Soul Train Awards 2022, BET has announced. Okay. Escape is one of the most notable R&B supergroups of all time. Their powerful vocal harmonies laid the foundation for 90s R&B and some of today's chart-topping hits. Their sound is undeniably unique and masterful, and we look forward to honoring these multi-talented artists collectively on R&B's biggest stage, which it is R&B's biggest stage. What the fuck? No, honey, no. I do not like this website at all, honey. Like, what's really going on with this? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. What happened? This y'all, this website is very confusing because I'm trying to go down the site, but it ain't showing me anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, it stopped at a certain part. Oh, this ain't even what I was supposed to be looking at. It's talking about the top 15 R&B groups that changed the game. Child, I've been trying to look at that, but that'll be something good to talk about though on another video. Um, yeah, I'm not even gonna continue on with that because it's this website giving me a headache. I'm not even gonna waste y'all time. But here's my thing, you guys. I am so happy that Escape is actually being recognized for their works. You know, they're actually being awarded for their works. Escape actually had 3 platinum albums, and people act like those platinum albums don't exist, but they actually do. They were certified platinum with every single album that they had. They had #1 records. They have memorable songs. They have a lot of things that, you know, that some other groups would love to possess, to be honest. And I feel like they're very slept on. They're a group that everybody in the group can sing, everybody in the group can lead a record, and I'm so happy for them. I'm so glad that they are getting their things. I'm so happy for them the same way I was so happy for SWV, because SWV they have never really won no major awards either. So to see Escape, get their award and be recognized as everything. And with that alone, with that being said, I'm definitely, because y'all know I really don't be reviewing, award shows like that at all, but I would definitely review the Soul Train Awards when it comes on. I'm definitely going to review it. I'm definitely going to watch it, especially for Escape. I'm pretty sure they're going to perform like Just Kicking It, Understanding, Who Can I Run To? I know they can perform all that, but I want them to perform Do You Want To? They need to perform Tonight. All that good jazz, okay? So shout out to Escape for, getting honored at the Soul Train Awards. I'm very excited about that. So we're going to move on to another story that involves Candy, and that is Nene Leakes. Now, she did an interview with Larry Reid the other day, and I must tell y'all the truth. I rolled my eyes during that whole interview. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna hold you. I literally rolled my eyes during that whole interview. Literally. Because I felt like that entire interview was set up to prop Nene like she's a victim, to set it up to prop Nene as someone that never starts anything, that's never at fault for nothing. It's so annoying. And I was just, and this ain't no shade to Larry Reid because I don't know that man. And, I ain't never really just said nothing negative about him anyway. But, it was annoying because it just felt as though there was no accountability. Like Nene wasn't held accountable for anything that she ever did. Nene wasn't taking any accountability for her own actions in regards to some of the things that she may have done. And before we even get into what she actually said about Candy, I guess I could just take out this time to give some commentary on Larry Reid's interview with Nene. Like she brought up the Bravo thing, and then I know that someone brought up, when I did my commentary on OG's interview with Carlos King, there was somebody up under my comments saying, well, Nene actually was racially profiled at Bravo. So it's funny how you can see the colorism with OG, but you can't see the racism with Nene. It's not that I don't see the racism with Nene. I never said that it didn't happen to her. I never questioned her story. I never outright said I don't believe that this ever happened to Nene. I believe Nene lying. Never came out of my mouth. What I've said was she's not consistent with her racial claims that she always puts out there. She's not consistent because one minute she'll say that Kim is a racist, but then she'll turn around and be friends with her again, turn around and say that she need to be back on the show and all types of stuff. So if this person is the big aura, then why would you want them to be coming back on the show? And why do you want to be in their presence? And why do you want to be in their space if they are a big racist? That's okay. Y'all feel what I'm saying on that? She's not consistent. She wants to call Andy Cohen a cokehead, but think that she's supposed to be invited to BravoCon, or thinks that she's supposed to be invited to on Watch What Happens Live, or think that they're supposed to give her back her job because they said so. We can all say they need Nene back, they need this, they need that. Nene is a good person for the show. I'm not saying it. As much as I read and shade her the fuck down all the time, she is good for the show. She's probably the only old cast member that I would be okay with her coming back to the show, honestly. But at the same point in time, I just feel like y'all got to be more realistic about it. They're never going to let her back. Nene has called them racist. She has said that Andy was on coke. Why would they give her back her job? You don't go in bad mouth the people that employed your ass and then expect for them to bring you back and give you a job and give you a check again. That's just not what it is. So we can all proclaim she's the queen of the show. She the queen of this. She the queen of that. She the queen of the show. All this other good jazz. We can say all of that. But at the same point in time, we have to hold her accountable. And I feel like people don't hold Nene accountable because she's the quote unquote queen of the show. No one holds her accountable for anything. And I'm really over it. I'm tired of people not holding her ass accountable when she needs to be held accountable for her actions. She's not the victim all the time. And I'm going to need for people to realize that Nene is not the victim all the time. Then on top of that, she wants to act like she's not shady, but she was throwing shade in this same interview with Larry Reid. Like when Larry Reid said that Cynthia was beautiful, she was like, really? Have you seen her in person? But yet, want to sit up here and act like these girls don't have no right to come at her. Like Nene is the type of person. It's okay for her to say whatever she want to say about people, but yet when someone says something about her, then it's World War II, World War III, World War IV. If someone says anything about her, so I'm not with it. I don't care what nobody got to say. We can say that Nene is the queen of the Housewives of Atlanta all day. We can say all of that because she is. But the truth is the truth. And one thing's for certain, and two things is for sure. She does not take any accountability for anything that she does. She always wants to look like a fucking victim, and I'm over it. Then she turned around and gave us who she feels like what is it? She said, who is her dream cast for the people that was already on the show, including herself. She wanted Phaedra, Candy, um, Marlo. Who else? It was somebody else. Cause I know it was her, Candy, Phaedra, Marlo. Who else? Oh my god. Child, who was it? Oh my god, I hate that I can't remember it because she said a couple of people, and I was very surprised that she even said Candy because she can't stand her. Oh, okay, I see it now. She said it was Candy herself, Kenya, Phaedra, Portia, and Marlo. That was her dream cast. And that's a pretty good cast outside of Phaedra. That was a pretty good cast. But like I said, I rolled my eyes throughout that whole interview with Larry Reid. I really did because I just felt like here we go, panhandling to Nene because we like her. We think she's funny. She's the queen of Housewives of Atlanta. We get it, but because she's the queen of the show, that means that she can't be held accountable for her own actions. Like she can hold everybody else accountable for their actions and what they've done or what she felt like somebody did to her, but she can get away scot free and nobody can say nothing about her and her actions. No, ma'am, we can't do that. We just can't. We just can't do it. I can't, y'all. Like it's really crazy. So that is really my commentary on her interview with Larry Reid. I just rolled my eyes at the whole thing because I'm just like, this shit is so ridiculous and annoying. Period. Okay. So when it came down to her issue with Candy, Larry Reid said that he just did not understand her issue with Candy. And I'm looking at the shit like, you really gonna say you don't understand? Like you really gonna act like this woman ain't came for Candy since day one? But okay. So this is what Nene had to say in response during her interview with Larry Reid. Let's get into it.
You and Candy didn't get along. Or I'm maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe y'all do, but it's just on the show you don't. No, I mean, honestly, I don't have an issue with Candy. This is the God honest truth. I really feel she has an issue with me. And I don't want to speak too much about what I think the issue is because I think she has an issue with me. I'm an original housewife. Yeah. I feel like that was an issue. I feel like I was noticed a lot. A lot of people, I'm not saying this, people say it all the time. When we think of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, we think of Nene. Yeah. And I think things like that didn't sit well with her. Because she is competitive. She's very competitive. Yeah. And I'm not competitive like that. Yeah. I don't see the purpose.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? Like bullshit. And Larry just eating the bullshit up. Just bullshit. Now, she want to say that she don't have an issue with Candy. Candy has an issue with her. But yet she always popping shit on Candy, calling the woman boring, saying that she is Candy Cruz and all of this other shit. But she ain't got no problem with her. I'm an original housewife. That was a problem for her. Why would that be a problem for her? Why would that be a problem for her? That's nothing that she can control. You are an original housewife. What is there to say and what is there to do? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it. That's why I say Nene is really not aware of the way she comes across. She's implying that this woman is jealous of her because she's an OG. Now, here's my thing. Candy was already known before she got on the Housewives of Atlanta. You were not. Candy was a part of a platinum selling singing group before she got on this show. You was probably somewhere sitting at home eating bonbons watching All My Children while Greg was making all the money. Okay? Number two, Candy was a prolific songwriter who has a Grammy Award for a song that's still getting sampled to this day and still getting played on streaming platforms, and one of the most streamed songs by the group that she wrote the song for. You weren't. You was walking around here with bad teeth like me with a fucked up wig on, saying eyes popping, lips busting, bam, all that other ghetto shit you was doing. So what would she need to be jealous of you for because of a place on a show that you're no longer on and she's still getting paid more than you and was when she was on the show? I'm just trying to understand that. She wants to make it seem like Candy wants to compete, but you're the one that's in competition with everybody. You felt some type of way when Kenya first came on the damn show. So I just feel like Nene is full of shit. And I know that her stands are gonna come up under my comments. They're gonna eat me alive. And y'all know I really don't care. But I just think that it's ridiculous. Nene need to have a seat because she always does this. It's sad to me though, because I do feel like Nene is one of the most iconic reality stars that is out there. She has the most sayings. She can get all her sayings on a t-shirt and make a bunch of bank on that. Like seriously, like she really can. And I just don't know why she just don't see her potential. Like Nene is iconic in this reality TV game. She's the most iconic housewife on this show. And I'm saying it as a person that don't really be seeing it for her most of the time. I think that she's a good housewife, and I think that she is the standard. I do think so. She did a lot of great things from being on the show. She's the most one of the most noticeable. She has the most sayings. She's the most iconic. That's the truth. But I'm never going to sit up here and act like she doesn't need to be held accountable. She does. And that's just point blank, period. She needs to be held accountable. I'm so sick of everybody eating 10 yards of shit out of her ass. I'm sick of it. Because, like I said, that whole time I was looking at that damn interview, I'm like, if you could have just seen my eyes, child. Too bad I'm not on camera, but girl, I was over it. I was over it, okay? But we're about to go ahead and move on. I don't want to spend too much time. I think I've said enough about Nene in this damn interview. Let's move on to the last story, and that is Gizelle Bryant and Carlos King and Candiace. Now, I love me some Carlos King. I don't agree with everything, but I love me some Carlos King. I love his podcast, definitely. Now, Giselle came on there today, and I already knew it was going to be some mess when she was on there. Giselle came on there today, and Carlos King asked her about her beef with Candiace Dillard and Chris Bassett, and she said a mouthful of things today. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to what she had to say, and we're going to give her a commentary as we go, okay? Because she said quite a bit. So my Bluetooth speaker is ready. Let me go ahead and go to the podcast and play it. Here we go, y'all.
I know I made a joke earlier about like, well, girl, I was in your bedroom with you, Robin and Cherise, although we weren't alone. What made you feel uncomfortable? Because I have a theory based on that, but I'm curious in terms of if I'm right or wrong. In the sense of, was it that Chris himself? Let's look at Chris the human being, right?
Okay.
Was it Chris the human being making you feel uncomfortable, or was it just the optics of a man being in your room making you uncomfortable? It could have been Chris Bassett, Chris Samuels, Christopher Williams, or Chris Evans. Was it the idea of the fact that a man was in your room, or was it really about Chris Bassett, the human being?
I think it was both. To be honest with you, it was both. That evening, Chris was very drunk at that point of the night. I didn't get it. I didn't get why he wanted to have his conversation. We could have talked in the hallway. I didn't get why he wanted to go to my room. So once we were there, it just made me feel uncomfortable. You know how you get that pit in your stomach? That's what I had. And that is what I've said. I have never said this man lured me. I've never said he preyed on me. I've never said that I was accusing him of sexual assault, even though, the other side is talking real crazy. I said he made me feel uncomfortable, and I have that right to feel that way. I never thought that he would lie and say that I asked him to go to my room. That's a lie, and that's disturbing. I think that if a woman tells a man, hey, when you did this, this made me feel uncomfortable, I think a man should be like, I'm sorry, and we move on. That's it.
No, I agree with you. And an example I'll give is, listen, I'm a gay man, so clearly I'm not attracted to women in that sense.
Right.
But I know that I never shared this story, so this is an exclusive for you guys. I worked at a mining exchange on Fifth Avenue in New York City years ago when I was interning at BET because the boy had to, afford chicken McNuggets at Wendy's. Yes. So long story short, I was a salesperson, and a woman was looking for a dress. And I remember finding her dress, and I was like, what size are you? And she said, oh, I don't know. And I remember touching her arms to give her a twirl so I can examine. And I saw that she was uncomfortable. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And she said, yeah, I don't want a man touching me. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And she said, look, I know you're gay. I just don't like that. And I remember thinking okay, cool. I'm sorry. My bad. My intention clearly wasn't sexual because I'm not sexually attracted to women. But if this woman is telling me she feels uncomfortable, then look, you're uncomfortable, and the rest was history. But she said it to me. So my question to you is there a reason why you never said it to Chris and you guys continue to be around each other?
I wasn't going to say anything at all. And because I feel like, this has happened to me before when it comes to a married man. Not this particular situation, but married men have put me in a situation that has made me feel uncomfortable. I just felt like, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. But then as the season started and he started DMing Ashley and he DMs me, it just was like, whoa, he's doing too much. And his wife needs to know. I was just going to tell Candiace, and I did tell Candiace, so that she needs to know, Chris might feel comfortable doing these things, but the other side, the recipients, don't feel comfortable. So just check your man and let's move on. I never thought, Carlos, this was going to blow up to be, this big thing. I seriously thought that she was going to go home and be like, yo, you made yourself feel uncomfortable. He was going to be like, yo, I'm sorry. And that was it. I have no idea why we're still talking about this. None.
Woo, Gizelle!
Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, so she had a little bit more to say. So I'm going to fast forward through these ads that he got. Come on now.
A lot of people on Twitter are like, Gizelle, your ghost producing has gone too far. To make this a storyline to where you are ruining Chris Bass's reputation just for a storyline. How do you feel when people say that you created this because you just wanted to, make the show great this season?
I'm just speaking my truth. I'll be honest with you. I'm not ghost producing. I'm not doing any of that. I'm speaking my truth. What happened, and that's it. You might want to talk to Candiace. I think Candiace has made this a bigger issue and a bigger deal than Gizelle.
Oh, why would you say that?
For those reasons. She went home and she told her husband that I said he lured me. I never said that. She said that he was preying on me. I never said that. All of that extra hot sauce on the issue didn't need to happen. I think that, again, this was blown out of proportion for no reason. And no, I'm not trying to make Chris Bassett look bad, but sir, and I'm speaking to everybody, whatever it is that you do in this world, you got to own it. You made somebody feel uncomfortable. Just own it, apologize, and keep it pushing. It's not that big of a deal.
Candiace was on my podcast, and obviously she's dealing with this in real time, and she was very upset with the accusations, of course, in terms of just this whole narrative about...
What's the accusation, Carlos?
Well, that's the thing. Based on what, again, this isn't me saying this, obviously. And one thing I love about my reality girls is they know when I interview people, I don't put myself in it. I ask questions, they answer, and I keep it moving.
Okay.
Candiace made it very clear that she felt there was like this this conspiracy theory about setting her husband up. What we saw in this previous episode was her talk to Eric Fuller, who's my mentee, who's a fantastic showrunner, about, are we about to make this a storyline? And Candiace said she felt like this was made up to be a storyline. She insulted you. She said nobody wants your 50-year-old puss. She said not today Satan, not today neck, not today ankles. How do you feel to know that Candiace really does feel like you set this up?
It's not true. And she knows it's not true. And I get it. Like, she's trying to save face, I guess. But Candiace is the reason why I wasn't going to say anything, because nobody has ever asked me, why weren't you going to say anything, Gizelle? Is because Candiace is emotionally very immature. And because of that, I just emotionally, I know that she has a hard time processing anything. We've seen it. And everything I know about her, she's emotionally like in high school. So I wasn't going to say anything because I'm like, Candiace is not a grown woman. A grown woman would have been like, gone home and been like, boy, what happened? What you say to Gizelle? Go apologize to that girl. That's a grown woman. Candiace is not there. I think that, again, there's no reason why we should still be talking about this, Carlos. This out of all the stuff that happens in reality television, this is like minuscule. This is kid stuff. This is like one conversation and we're done. And and I know, and she knows, the more you talk about it, the more you make it into a story. Okay? So,
now, that is true. That is true. I was dealing with this on my other show. I said, well, if you feel uncomfortable with what happened, don't talk about it. But this person kept talking about it. I was like, well, I guess we got to talk about it because that's all you can talk about. So I do agree with you there. And I want to close this subject by saying something that just hit me. Because, I want you to be honest. And I feel like you are being honest because it's your truth, right? You said it should have been a conversation between her and her husband. In a perfect world, he would have apologized and that would have been it. It made me think about you and Jamal's relationship post-divorce when y'all were working to get back together. And the infamous reunion, Monique's binder, all these accusations about Jamal Bryant, his phone number, his penis, all these things. And what is interesting now that I'm really listening to you, because I want people to really listen to what you said and follow the history of you. When all those things were thrown at you, you sat there and you didn't say anything. You commented once or twice, but you kept it moving. And I'm now realizing that your strategy, even dealing with that, this being your ex-husband, your daughter's father, these wild accusations of inappropriate relationships with, alleged church members and all this other stuff, you never once really made it a big deal. Is that because you did not want to make this the big storyline of that season?
I didn't make it a big deal because it wasn't. Andy asked me 14 times, well, Gizelle, do you want to comment? Do you want to comment? What's your comment, Gizelle? Gizelle, what do you have to say? What do you have to say, Gizelle? And I didn't have anything to say. I know me and Jamal's truth, and I don't need to explain that to those girls, to the binder girl, to the world. I know it, and Jamal knows it. That's all that matters. So to me, and that's how I deal with things. Like, I'm not here to do theatrics and explain a bunch of stuff that ain't y'all's business. Not everything's y'all's business. So, and when it comes to Jamal, a lot of it ain't y'all's business. Because yes, that is my children's father. That's somebody that's going to be in my life to the day I die. That's somebody that I love.
I'm going to stop it right here because who cares about all that? My whole point is the fact that Gizelle is really trying to turn this around and make it about Candiace and try to turn it into a situation where, Candiace is just emotionally immature, or Candiace is mad for no reason, or why are we still talking about this, or why is this still a thing, or whatever. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Because there's a reason why the shit is still a situation. Like, you got to be dumb for real. Because The way you have sat there and made this man look bad, you're insinuating that this man was very inappropriate with you. All he did was ask you, could y'all talk in private? That is it. You never said a word about it until you got on screen. And I don't care what you say. I really feel like you and Ashley concocted, and yes, I said concocted, this whole little situation to try to make a damn storyline so this show can be worth a damn. That's what you did. And I'm gonna need for Gizelle to really stop it with that, because she always starts shit and then want to act like she didn't mean it that way, or she didn't do this, or she didn't do that when she know that she fucking did. I'm gonna need for her to stop. Own your shit and just say, I'm being messy, and every season I'm using somebody else's husband as a storyline. Every season I'm using somebody else's marriage as a fucking storyline. That's my thing. That's what I do. And if don't nobody like it, I don't give a hoot. That's all you gotta say. But you not real. You not real about yours. You're not. And that's the reason. So I'm gonna need for you to shut up. I'm gonna need for you to stop your bullshit, because that's what the fuck it is, some bullshit, and just own your shit. You was being messy. And that is just that on that and facts on facts. I'm over Gizelle. Gizelle couldn't get, it's like Gizelle couldn't get no more disgusting than what she already was. But okay. But anyways, with that being said, you guys, this be your boy Scott about Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, I'm out of here. Until the next one, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Tramel. I just wanted to say that I have a new project that's out. It's called Mixed Feelings. It's on all streaming platforms. I would hope that you would go and check it out. It's a really good feel of an album. It's got everything you need and more. It's got R&B. It's got a little bit of pop. It's got a little bit of hip hop. It's everything that you need and more. It's out all streaming platforms, like I said. Please check me out, and you can also follow me at IAM_Tramel. That's IAM_TRAMEL. Check me out. I hope to hear from you.